Okay, buddy. See ya.
Gunnut, thank you very much. Well, there you go. And during that time, boy, Gunnut's had a lot to say today. And,
yeah, really.
And Jim Leven has come in for his rebuttal that I understand that you've already made on the Hotline show, but now you want to take to another level. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I did. I talked about it with Jeff on his program, and
right.
I take a little different tack, although I thought that Gunnut there was very eloquent, as a matter of fact.
Jeepers.
There you go.
Jeez, I thought Artie Lang was honest.
No, I thought
Sorry,
he was very
I'm on
eloquent.
satellite.
No, I mean, look, I have a lot of respect for Bob Gorman, and I think they do a very good job at the Daily Times. I have a lot of respect for them.
Yeah.
And Gorman seems to be a very nice guy. The two times we've spoken, I certainly don't know Bob.
Got perfect teeth.
I think he's a good writer. I think, with this particular article, I asked that hopefully the Daily Times would print a partial retraction.
Yeah, what was your deal about? It didn't have anything to do with me, so I wasn't listening.
No. I called around. There's a 60-day window prior to a general election during which a radio station has to offer equal time on air to all candidates for a position for which they're running. Is
that the fairness?
Well, it's not the fairness doctrine. There's no such thing. It's just called equal time. It's part of federal election law.
Okay. Right.
And we take that very seriously at community broadcasters. In the past, I guess, Jeff had been allowed to continue.
Hey, just go for it. Who cares?
No, stop that.
Who cares?
Don't do that. This is not.
I'm going to sell the place anyway.
It's not about Dave, and I love Dave. But the reality is, in the past, he was on for the 60 days, and the former company, was banking that nobody would ask for equal time. Well, I didn't think that was in today's climate. I don't know what was happening here the last election.
Oh, I could tell you.
But in today's climate, I just didn't think that was fair.
No, I agree. Anyone would have done that.
So out of fairness, I said to Jeff, you're off 60 days prior to the general election, and I started calling around. Joe Brosk is, how long has he been here? And he's great.
1849.
But I just thought it'd be
long time.
It would be better to have somebody in the community outside the radio station running the hotline, or even a bunch of different people.
Yeah.
And one of the people I contacted to do the show for part of those 60 days was Bob Gorman.
Really? I did not know that. I did not know that.
Now, when I called Bob, it was not to replace the mayor forever and ever. It was to have replacement shows. Whether Bob wanted to do all of them or some of them, I would have been open to either, because, again, I think he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
And he seemed like a very nice guy on the phone. And
he is.
And the Johnson family has an excellent product in the Daily Times. I have a lot of respect for it. So I thought, wouldn't this be great? Now, in
his
this
weapon
article,
is a keyboard.
Well, and it always, if you remember the movie All the President's Men, the keys hitting the paper were they were made to seem like gunshots.
Yeah.
And that's because the power of the pen is very, very mighty, you know. And but at any rate, this article sort of intimated that what I was trying to do is fire Jeff because of whatever my views on Jeff were at the time, which was wholly inaccurate. It wasn't true. In fact, as anybody who listens to this program or the hotline knows, or anybody who's seen me, my business partner, most of my friends, including Roxanne, I have been a big supporter for this election of the mayor, and I've been a big supporter of Roxanne's. I mean, this is not, we endorsed them as a business. We endorsed those candidates, and so in no way was I trying to remove Jeff from his position. And another thing, as long as I'm sounding like Rodney Dangerfield here, and another thing.
Well, I tell you what.
Another thing. The part of the act that Glenn puts on, as you all know if you're listening to the program.
This is an act?
On Live at 5 is to be somewhat comedic and silly, and it's fun, which is one of the reasons I think...
Funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you?
Oh, God. I knew I shouldn't have done this. Oy vey. So, but no, really, and I think it's one of the reasons people like listening to Live at 5, because Glenn's funny. He's also exceptionally bright, as I'm sure you can tell by listening to the program.
Wait. Look, IQ range.
So I don't really care, frankly, that Gorman talked about you as a clown, because part of the time... The reality is, deliberately,
let me put you on
you
the,
sound
let me-
like a clown.
Let me put you on the spot. Can
Sure.
I put you on because
Yeah.
I offered this earlier.
Yeah,
and
sure.
you know one of these three people. Actually, you know Scott Gray. Okay. Now it says here. Now
I like Scott Gray a
you
lot.
You like me. Yeah, I like Scott a lot better now because we were all thrown into the same pit here. Just.
I've liked Scott, since the first
if I had
met
time
him.
today, I would have called Scott and Scott, call us up. I know you're listening. Give me a break.
Oh, yeah, both lines.
Yeah, we got both
going
lines.
here. My
But
God.
you happen to know the other
I
one?
must have said something wrong.
There was three people listed here from a range. I start the range with Glenn the Clown Prince, then Scott Gray.
And wasn't your IQ demeaned too, or something?
Well, that's
like
what I'm saying.
that?
Yeah, IQ. I can
Look.
spell that sometimes, but I'm not that dumb. So, but Roxanne Burns is also associated with.
Yeah,
with
Roxanne and I talked about that earlier today, and we were trying to decipher whether her IQ is in question. I don't believe.
No, what did she ask?
That it was.
Jim, I don't want you to get back to Glenn, but is Mr. Gorman suggesting that I'm done with the Glenn Curry?
No, she didn't say that. But we did talk about the article, and
This is an outrage.
I know that Bob and Roxanne, if not friends, are very friendly.
Yeah.
And she likes Bob like I like Bob. I mean, Bob's a nice guy. And
He's a great guy. Just don't give him a couple of glasses of wine in his driveway.
He's well, actually, I hope if he likes wine, I'm more than willing to do that. But because I like good wine.
Who, you General Lee?
What is this, Appomattox?
Well,
look, I don't, and I hope you don't,
Right.
because you're a friend of mine. I hope you don't take. I don't take offense to you
Oh,
being
no.
called a clown, because that's part of your act. And anybody who listens to the show knows how.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a
Oh,
clown.
my
I
God.
amuse you.
Oh my God! Thank you, Joe Pesci. Everybody knows Goodfellas, do they not?
they do now.
Glenn and I love movies, so.
It's a great movie. I bought it for $10 at Walmart.
Okay.
Hi, you're on the air. Can I help you?
Yes, Glenn. I just wanted to discuss the articles a little bit.
Yeah. What article?